Hey, how's it going? So, whoops. It's plugged in, so, well, it's plugged in, the camera, the phone, and I have it on one of my not meant to be holding up a phone contraptions, so the flopping may happen again. In disclaimer, speaking of disclaimers, please look at my signs. I mean, I can't, I could move the phone, but in light of what I just said, I'm not going to. So, good luck with that. Hey, how's it going? Happy Halloween. Okay. Anyway, so I pulled these cards, and I'm just in a pretty good mood in light of all of the things that are happening in the world that I think a lot of us are taking advantage of the opportunity to feel really bad about. But that's, I mean, it's like a human reaction. Of course, you're going to be affected by things. And this goes for the people that are severely lacking in empathy right now. They are feeling stuff too, despite what they're saying. They're just, the stuff they're feeling is in the fear column. So it's anger, and that can be generated by fear, but you know what else can illustrate that somebody's fearful is when they move to go live on a military base. That tells me that there is a certain cognizance of the fact that something that you have done has made you feel like a target. Gee, I wonder why. So, and then, I was on Blue Sky having it wasn't really a conversation. It was just, I pretty much just stay in the Discovery feed. And, if you've been on Blue Sky, you will know that you can clique up into little groups. And so I didn't make one. I haven't felt moved to join any. So I really don't know what that side of Blue Sky is like at all. Like I said, I just stay in the Discovery feed. And then I just if someone says something that I want to answer or comment on, I do. I don't have to know you. It's public. If you are out there, expect strangers to respond to you. So because I couldn't remember what prompted me to leave the answer that it wasn't even an answer. Like I said, this person didn't respond back to what I said, and they were not talking to me, put it that way, personally, right? So I don't remember exactly what they had said, but I remember my answer was, and when and where did slavery end? And that was it. And so it was in a facetious tone, meaning I don't think that it ever ended. And I had in mind, this is interesting, Haiti, because Haiti, the place of the infamous and famous slave rebellion that cleared out the European colonists, and so scared America that they haven't been able to act right to black people here since, because they fear a rebellion. Haiti, I thought of because after that historical event, so important, more so to them, I'm sure, because they actually, I was going to say, they actually had people that have lived through it, in my own time. That is probably still the case, because even though that happened there, later in the news I saw, this was probably a decade ago, but I have no reason to think that it's changed. It may have been a shorter amount of time, but I saw a documentary on somewhere, and it was about Haitians enslaving Haitians, each other. And I was just like, what? how did your screws get so turned the other way? Like, what the... Anyway, so that was what I had in mind when I said, when did the slavery end and where? And also, can I just add into the mix, since I'm having, like, Law and Order synchronicities today, there were at least 2 episodes of Law and Order where the case was on, one was child trafficking, some kind of slavery, and the other was adult trafficking, also some kind of slavery. I don't want to, like, do I have to do a bunch of details? You probably understand what I mean. So, and so I made that reply maybe 2 days ago. I think it was 2 days ago. And then today, there's a YouTuber whose channel is called Morbid Melon, and they have an animated satirical pop culture thing they do on Morbid Melon, but this one's called Morbid Truth. It's like a offshoot of the main channel. And then that's him doing serious newsworthy items on there, and it came across my feed, and in big red letters it said slaves ? So I click on it, and it's about how, here, let me SMF or SMH. So, you know how the government has sort of, like, I'll just link the video. Let me write it down so my little pea brain won't forget. But it was all about how the government has gone cuckoo, getting rid of all the Latinos, including the migrants and whoever else that was working in the fields. And their remedy was, like, I guess they just thought black people were going to be, oh, it's our job again. We're just going to volunteer and go through that again. No. Like, no one was thinking that. I think I can guarantee nobody black was like, oh, no one's picking the food. Well, then you just jump into my ancestors' old role. That sounds horrible, and, you know, walking free incarceration. Like, no. So, and then they've been, like, really hardcore about just getting rid of Latinos in general. So, hold on, I guess I can't write and talk at the same time. Okay, so, what they've done is use, which has happened here before with the same people, by the way, migrant workers, you know. So what it is they have Haitian people, I guess they're immigrants, and then they're paying them, he said pennies, but he didn't say how many pennies, but from pennies, I imagine it's even more pitiful than the regular pay for these type of jobs. And there's people in modern clothes stooped over. I think they were doing it wrong, because they're not farmers. But I don't know, but they're stooped over from standing up, plucking something from the ground, like harvesting something. I couldn't make out what it was. It was small, like maybe radishes or something. And so, like, that's how they're filling in the gaps, and they're not talking about it, because there is food on the shelves, but we haven't yet experienced shortages, which we will, because production is and imports are so things that we're used to having, we're not gonna for a while. Thank you, the president. So we have that type of stuff going on, and oh, the files thing, the e-files, the PDF files. Yeah, that's also just, they think they're going to clear it out of the air, and it is not going to happen. And it is because the most stubbornest of amongst us are latched onto it like leeches and ticks. And that's MAGA. They want to know, what is up with the e-files, man? display that. And so I know I'm not curious because I don't care. I don't doubt that terrible things went on, and there are people who can speak directly to it who are not being allowed to, who are muzzled, and there's all kinds of speculation, and you can look for all of that on another channel. So, but the point is there's a lot of stuff that you could get upset about. Like, don't even get me started on ecology in the ocean. That is really upsetting. So I really don't want to go there, like where it's not going well for the inhabitants of the ocean. That hits pretty hard too. So the point is, you could like be aware of it and learn how to laugh about it, like I have, because boy, if you don't, you just maybe you have it together enough to be like very Gnostic about the whole thing, but that's like relatively new to me. That is not how my whole life has been. I've just been like, woo, emotional thing happened over here, and woo, another emotional thing happened over there. That I am tired of. So, I have learned, like, I don't have to, I can feel the feelings, but it doesn't have to feel bad. I can learn how to laugh about it. That helps a lot. So, I think that's what where this reading is heading, and I'm using the Sacred Soul Messages deck. So here's the first card. Now, see, that looks like a fine diversion for me, like to get outdoors. And I mean, I've camped for a 2-week period before. Like, camping is kind of my jam. I like it. So, I mean, you wouldn't think so. I don't have, like, camping gear and all of that, but I like being in that outdoors, you know, like, I like being in the woods, and I like simplifying things like cooking. You can't get too elaborate out there, but it doesn't need to be. It just needs to be filling, because the roads are not paved. There's few roads, like, if you're just walking around, and you don't really want that. I mean, I don't. A path is good. A deer path is good. You know, well, anyway, you don't need to know my whole life story, but that doesn't bother me, and it just, let me read the rest of the card. Where there is ruin, there is hope for a treasure. Rough time. Hence all of the talking in advance. I forgot the word. Preamble. I was pre-ramble. Oops, almost spit out my teeth. Good outcome. Everything will work out okay. So, rough time, roughing it. We can handle it. It's inconvenient, and it's the things that are making it rough. The people, places, things, and events are like, well, we want to feel like it's wrong, because it does feel wrong. The thing that's right about it is it has to happen. It all, regardless of how we feel, it's gonna happen. Like, there's a certain level of predetermination, and I'm not even being all like woo-woo about this. Just the things that were done will have certain consequences, like, without a doubt. It's just what will happen because these other things happened. It's just a chain of events thing. Not so much I see in my my crystal coffee stein sort of foretelling or anything like that. It's just like, it's happening. You can extrapolate from looking at it, I'm saying. Which we can get through. We've gone through hard times before. This is new and different, but in the last, I don't know, generation, let's say, a lot has been new and different introduced into the world and society and families and cultures and things, and so maybe it's clashing a little bit with tradition, not wanting to, like, give way, make space, give way or make space. And then, you know, just like disturbed water, you pull up the bottom from all the disturbance, but if the disturbance gets the hell out of the water, or it ends, then the water, everything cloudy, obscuring things and rubbish and debris, preventing progress, because you can't see where the heck you're going. You don't want to destroy yourself or your vehicle, whatever you're on there, whatever kind of water thing, for the metaphor. You want to be careful enough so that you don't hurt yourself or destroy things, and so you think slowly and carefully, and that can be frustrating when the terrible things that I was talking about in the preamble are going on, amongst other things. I didn't even talk about the other stuff that you probably are aware of. So, just remember, this too shall pass, or the water will settle and all of the junk in the way will finally settle down to the bottom once the disturbance doesn't freak it all up, So, we can do it. We can get through it. It's shocking and disturbing and new, but it is pulling new depths of fortitude from us. Even if you're not like me and able to just be silly and giggle about things, and you're very serious and intent on attacking the problem, that is good, but maybe not so great for you to be that way all of the time. Maybe you grip loosely. You have cardiac things to worry about. So I'm just saying, it's just not good to be in a constant state of riled up angst. So the next card is the Christmas tree looking squiggle, and it reads, "The wound is the place where the light enters. Healing, blessings, strength to carry on." So I guess this is us, sort of, when I say us, I mean United States, pretty much. Yeah. I would say that the tree-like deal here represents us, and I'm just going to go real literal with the card, because while this is happening and we're making our way through it, it does sort of let me go back to the disturbed water and the silt being up in the water. Those are all things that maybe we have needed to happen for us as well, because we have things ourselves that we have to go through them, and also get over them, and get what we can get productively from our experiences. And so this whole experience has kind of, I think, wounded and cracked us open a little bit and surprised us. And like I said, we might be, some of us, struggling against moving out of the past and the way things have always been done. But everything has been so different in the past few years, and even the roll up to it, the first 2016, and the roll up to all of this kind of stuff, and changes in the way things have traditionally been done, and we have kind of not been able to really prevent it. And then when you get to the chance to vote a president out, that's every 4 years. And so in the meantime, you get like this because you have to live like this. And by the way, living outdoors presents a whole new set of challenges. there's wild and hungry beasts out there, and you might have ham or Doritos or something, or women having their thing. And if you're homeless, for example, or you might have to worry about a man or a bear. Like, maybe you're not camped out in the forest, you know what I'm saying? Like, circumstances have become iffy and sketchy, and I think that has wounded our psyches. People that are for it, I think it, like, broke cracks that were already there and made things, like, kind of worse, because what seems to be coming out of those cracks are, like, people's worst inclinations. Like, it seems like to them it's the right idea to do things like become an active shooter or something like that. That seems like a good idea, because, that has two potential endings, and neither of them are great. So, yeah, that whole thing, that's like taking slices out of all of us, I think. Whether you have a child that's a student or not. So, and we are going through all of these things, like, all together, and we have all of our perspectives, and sometimes in trying to, like, feel our way through these things, and we sort of bump up against other perspectives that maybe don't align with ours, that causes problems and divisions and things, and that's yet another wound in us. Like, the idea that we have two political parties that you have to, like, put against each other to run the country. Why do we have that as part of the dynamic? Like, that's basically pitting us against each other. Because the politicians, they can say a lot of things, but they're pretty buddy-buddy behind the scenes, I guess. So, I mean, I just kind of wonder about that. That just doesn't seem right to me. That seems like another sort of disappointment, at the very least. It's like another separation, us and them, and like, that whole dynamic has not really served us, in my opinion. However, wounds also can be recovered from, and that's what we're doing, and I guess figuring out how to do, because we have all these things happening, and I don't know if people break it down to themselves the way I just did. Maybe that's what I'm for. Okay, so here's the next card. I don't think I've ever pulled this one out of this deck before, so that's exciting for me. I don't know how exciting it is for you, but whoopee. Okay, so it reads, "You have seen my descent. Now watch my rising." So, having a rough town? Living in rough town, having a rough time, making your way the best you can, simplifying things way down. I mean, can you take your whole houseload of stuff you had with you? No. That's over. Ouch. So, the card reads, "You have seen my descent, now watch my rising. Breakthrough, success overcoming all obstacles. In a time of healing from being knocked down in the rough time, the only way we can go is up." And I think that as a collective, we may start to realize that to rise up would be a lot easier than it's ever been if we are all helping each other, instead of, playing on separate teams and being against each other and, fighting over resources and things. I just, sharing is caring. That's all I'm saying. But teamwork makes the dream work. Oh my God, there's a dad in my head. Anyway, I don't disagree. Here's the next card. It's the sailboat that is us. I mean, I think the whole boat is us. I don't think right now. I don't think we're passengers. I think we are the boat. But the card reads, "Let the water settle, and the stars will be mirrored in you." So that just makes me think of us having like emotions, and with clarity we can navigate the stars and that we can see, but also we share partially our composition with stars, so there's a connection there. And the rest of the card says that's the mirroring that the card spoke of, in my opinion. And then the rest of the card says, "Take a break, time away brings clarity." Sail away, sail away, sail away. I hope I don't get dinged for that. When you meditate, if you do you not feel a dropping away of everything that you normally are carrying around, like the regular feeling? And it may not be that it's like such a heavy deal for you. Honestly, it's not for me personally, but I feel a lot for just the world and the young people that I have to like grow up and repair stuff. The thing about that is it's like a cycle, you know. It was like a relay race in the grand scheme of things, and it's not necessarily so easy to perceive that at a young age, or even at an older age where you're just not very adventurous with what you engage with information wise. So but anyway, I think letting the waters settle, like as the card says, refers to our inner waters that we as the boat sail on. So I guess we're the boat and the water in this one. And it says, "Take a break, time away brings clarity." Again, you know, if we're upset, our waters are going to be turbulent, but just like the water that I was talking about previously in this reading, if you are disturbing the water, you're going to pull up stuff from the bottom that you maybe haven't been addressing, or that has been sort of covered over by the silt. And you know, maybe on some level you know it's there, but you've just been kind of like, woohoo, I'm not going to deal with that right now. I'm going to be like an airhead and deal with anything else, which puts you in a place where you have to do all of this stuff to get clear and calm again. But again, when you get calm waters, clarity happens. Twice in one reading. Okay, so here's the next card. Hi. I have my eye on you. So this card reads, "To praise the sun is to praise your own eyes. Seeing clearly, gratitude, happy with your life." So the sun, the sun rises every day, and metaphorically, if like the darkness of night is just scaring the behoozes out of you, you are glad to see the sun rise. But the sun is so symbolic, like dark night of the soul. The feeling of sunrise is how you feel when you go through one of those, and it's like the heavy duty cycle in the washer. Like you're getting like beat up, but it's your self-administered beating. Like when you relent and have the dark night of the soul, it's often not even a choice. Like it's not even a matter of relent. It's like you have so sort of neglected these emotions that you have underlying, that they can become, deterrents to having your life go in a good direction. Like, it could just, losing everything and ending up homeless could be the least of your problems. And that's, these things, however we appear, they wound us, they hurt us, and it takes that, though. Like, it takes that and the dark night of the soul sometimes to get us to deal with things that we've neglected, like old hurts or new hurts, because we don't know what to do with, like, wait, I'm hurt, but I don't even know what happened right now. Everything's different. Nothing is right. But you know what? The sun comes up and you can look at things. Hopefully you've slept with a fresh eye, a fresh mind, and it's a very healing thing for us to reach that ending and new beginning. So also, I learned recently about your eyesight and the sun. It's not going to cure your eyesight if it's bad. Like, I don't think that I'm going to regain the vision in this eye because I'm looking at the sun, but maybe it's because of the vitamin D you can get from the sun. I don't really know, but I read somewhere, and I don't think it was a medical thing I was reading, but apparently it is, like, good for you to get direct sunlight in your eye. Like, there are times when it's safe to look at the sun, although, I don't know, it seemed like people noticed at the time, but people don't talk about it anymore, and it seems like they forgot, but the sun used to be really yellow, and then, like, I don't know, around 8 or so years ago, maybe less, maybe more, it changed color, and it became very much whiter than yellow. But at that point, my channels that I listen to, who was talking about this? It might have been ET, but they were saying that to actually look at sunlight, it was safer to just look at it while, whatever time of day, because of the color change. Although it's hard, like, it's still, like, really brash and glary to try to look at midday sun. So and they say, like, look at it excuse me, they say look at it in the morning or in the evening when you can look at it and it doesn't, not like literally blind you, but momentarily blind you. Yeah, I don't think that is helpful to, like, flash fry your eyes. But something gentle in the morning and the evening is considered good. And also, it's just not just for your eyes, but it helps you with your like diurnal and, what is the daytime one? Diurnal. Inner, there's a word for it. Gonna have to look that up. It's not gonna let me know it right now. Oh, I'm gonna know the word as soon as I shut off the camera. So anyway, what does this thing say? Oh yes, I read it. No, I didn't read all of it. To praise the sun is to praise your own eyes, seeing clearly, gratitude, happy with your life. So I like that it ended with happy with your life, because I have found, and it's advice that I've taken from listening to my channels, my channeled messages, I should say, and it is that, I was trying to run away from my memory again, that gratitude and forgiveness are, like, essential to your happiness. And when you are grateful and happy for what you have, and just happy in general, even when you're having a rough time, benefits come your way. Like, it might not be that you win the lottery, it might, but it probably will be something like more significant, I think. Like you may happen upon a kitten to rescue or dog or something, and open up a whole new dimension of love into your life. Like whether you keep it or not, the fact that you took the time to and the care and the concern for this other being that needs help is really super duper healing, especially when you're kind of wounded. Interesting that horse therapy is super popular lately. I think I'll post that in my community feed or whatever. So, okay, that's it. Oh, I guess I'm not... I concluded way long before I concluded, didn't I? Let me PS this part. What am I going to say? I already forgot because I had to talk. I hate it when that happens. Oh, so I was talking about the horse videos. Yeah, I saw this video. Oh, right, and I was trying to end. I guess I have separation anxiety. Don't go! I watched this video about how horse therapy for various sort of psychological or mental health problems or issues, whatever, is highly popular. And I know that, like, I read about it helping with, like, kids from, like, inner city LA, like, kids that were, like, kind of leaning towards gangster life. I believe they were Latino and also black kids. And then they introduced them to dealing with horses, and it, like, changed their mentality in a way. Because, like, I know that psychics, some of them, can speak to animals, and I know of one, Kate Sitka, that totally talks to horses. And horses, and all of the animals, like, if you have one that lives with you, you see a lot of videos that say cats have one brain cell, but really, I think the people that live with them, that's just a joke. I think they know that they're cats. Like, if they talk to them, clearly understand them. You know, the issue is not them understanding us. They do. It's us being able to understand what they're trying to communicate to us. So I guess it really helps if you're an animal psychic. But the horses are super wise. Like, when I heard, you should check out Kate Sitka if that interests you at all, because the conversations that she had with horses did something to me. Like, that happens, though. Energy can transfer that way, if you didn't know. But, yeah, and they're amazing, like, what they have to say. We think brain size determines everything, and that's just another thing I think we told ourselves and got all wrong. Okay, now I'm really gonna end. Thank you and good night. Talk to a horse.